Hello everyone, my name is Clancy and welcome to the clan. So without further ado, let's get into this video. But before we get deep into this video, please smash the like button because you guys already know that this call of action is important to our YouTube channels. Please do the same thing when you are watching other people's YouTube videos, because them too, they want the YouTube algorithm to push their content as far as wide as possible, because that is what YouTube wants in order to keep our YouTube channels operating. So the last thing that you want is not seeing this face because you fail to click the like button and get the algorithm to push my videos to more people. But anyways, and also if you're not subscribing, you are also hurting my YouTube channel. So if you are enjoying this content, I don't understand why you don't click the subscribe button. You can click the subscribe button, maybe not click the bell notification. That's still okay. As long as you click the subscribe button, you are counted in. Anyways, guys, without wasting more time than I already have, let's get to the Gauteng High Court. Okay, I've since recovered from laughing, because if you think about it, this was not a laughing matter. Honestly speaking, we are in a murder trial of a man that lost his life 9 years ago, and justice was never brought before the family of the Meyiwa family. And now we're having the state that is playing games with people's feelings, because if you think about it, if you really think about it, the Meyiwa family have walked away with nothing. They still have no idea who killed their loved one. You as well, who's watching at home, you have no idea who killed Senzo Meyiwa. Yes, we have our suspicions. Yes, we have our opinions. Yes, we have our unpopular opinions. But at the end of the day, none of us know who killed Senzo Meyiwa, except the 6 people that were present with him on that fateful night. They are the ones that know the truth. And now that we have established, whether it's a court, what do you call it, a court of public opinion, or a kangaroo court, or the Gauteng High Court, it's established that there was never intruders that entered that house and killed Senzo Meyiwa. And another thing that I think we also seem to forget is that Mtogo was not Mtogo, it was Tumelo, who told an open court that he will never change his story that intruders entered that house to the day he dies. So clearly, everybody has made the same pact with each other that we will take this to our grave, the truth about who killed Senzo Meyiwa. Because again, I still think and I still feel in my gut that Senzo Meyiwa was accidentally shot and killed. That's what I believe. I've already given you my 3 scenarios as to what I think happened. If you want to know what I think happened, check out my previous videos. I'm not quite sure which video, where I dropped 3 possible scenarios as to what had happened on that fateful night when Longwe arrived. If you remember very well, Mtogo and Tumelo agree, or at least testify to the court, that when Longwe arrived at the Khumalo house, he did not greet them. Clearly, he was angry. Clearly, he had a relationship with Zandile that he could not get hold of. But that is in those videos, and I'm saying to you, the state is wasting time. The state knows fully well, even today, even the judge, I don't know if you paid attention to the judge, but even the state itself believes that, you know what, these men that are on the stand are innocent. Maybe one of them may be guilty, but it's failing to prove beyond a reasonable doubt which one that is guilty. And they keep pinning themselves against accused number 3. Accused number 3, I get it, I understand. He is a murderer who is serving 35 years in prison and things of that nature, and he needs to serve those sentences because he took a life or lives or whatever the case is. I've never read his the cases that he's actually convicted for. But the state in the Senzo Meyiwa trial really wants to pin the death of Senzo Meyiwa on accused number 3. But it is clear as daylight that it's not so. You missed the mark here, state prosecutor, NPA. You are wasting the state's resources by continuing with this charade, because your case died the moment Mthethwa and Matebula took the stand. and told the court that we arrived at the Khumalo house We did not go and drive into the park looking for the intruders that were pointed to us to, that this is the direction they left. And then they abandoned the crime scene and went to the hospital and left Temba Khumalo with the crime scene, whom now we understand himself is a police officer. And I want to know, and I'm sure many other South Africans want to know, and anybody that is interested in the Senzo Meyiwa murder, what was his occupation? This is Temba Khumalo's occupation in 2014. And if he was a police officer, which police station was he stationed at? What criminal cases was he investigating at that time? We want all of that brought before this court so we can establish what really happened. But the state does not have a case against the 5 people that stand accused of Senzo Meyiwa's death. And that is why they need to acquit them and then arrest the relevant people, who are the 6 that were with Senzo Meyiwa on the 26th of October 2014. That is where we are going to get the answers. Come on. Why are you wasting time? And today is evidence, just like last week was evidence to anybody with 2 IQs at least, that they can rub together and say, hang on, wait a minute, didn't the state just waste our time? And they come today and they give us, I don't know if it's a what do you call this, a reward of some sort for being good boys and girls, and so they brought us a comedy show. Oh, come on, people. And then the next thing, the gun belonged to Fidelity. Suddenly now the gun belongs to SBV. What exactly is going on here? Where did that gun come from, and whose gun was it, and how did it kill Senzo Meyiwa is what we want to know. But you and I heard with our 2 ears while we were listening to Mtogo and Tumelo, they said that the gun had a wheel. The gun had a wheel, and suddenly now we're talking about 9mm. Honestly speaking, who next are you going to be calling on the stand? Me? I wasn't there. A priest? They were not there. A firefighter? Come on. At this point, you are wasting time. I'm glad that when they returned after the comedy show, which the comedy show did last maybe another 10 minutes or so, where Baloy said he is going to, I think he's going to call Musia. I'm not sure if he said it was Musia that is coming back on the stand at 2 o'clock, but he needs to first check if he's available to come back. But I don't think they're going to come back. I really don't think they're going to come back today, but definitely they are going to come back tomorrow. But then again, there's another thing that bothered me a little bit about Advocate Baloy. Advocate Baloy tells the court that basically while the Sangoma was busy testifying, I don't know if you saw in his facial expression, he realized that, you know what, I'm wasting time with this witness. He's not going to give what I thought I'm going to get out of him. And so he stopped it and said, okay, this witness is going to be recalled with a trial within a trial. Then I was like, a trial within a trial? What is that? But anyways, because I did go down the rabbit hole, I will let you know what a trial within a trial is and how I understand it. But the thing is that really bothered me is how he undermines the intelligence of his colleagues, meaning the defense. When he tells the court that me and my learned colleagues have agreed, he doesn't say some of my learned colleagues and I agreed, with the exception of Advocate Mnisi, who is still pondering on the proposal that this witness must be called back and be cross-examined with a trial within a trial. Then I was like, what is a trial within a trial? And then of course, I have my notes here, which tells me what a trial within a trial is, and it's in twofold. I think it has an American version and a South African version, but I'll read both what that is because I have American viewers on this channel. So basically it says evidence at a trial within a trial is not per se admissible at the main trial. Whether the confession is allowed or excluded, if the confession is ruled admissible at the trial, within a trial, the evidence to prove the confession still has to be led by the main trial. And then in South African perspective is that trial within a trials are full-blown trials within the substantive criminal trial. They therefore possess all the incidents of a full trial where the trial judge will form their opinions about the witnesses, including the defendant or accused persons. So the way I understand it with the American version is that just because there's evidence that is brought sideways does not mean it is admissible in the court of law. The only evidence that counts is of the main trial. But I think that evidence is brought, which is, I think also the same goes with South Africa. That evidence is brought in just to kind of like get the court thinking in a different direction, but it's going to make its own opinion as to, does it believe, for example, this Sangoma, does it believe that this Sangoma added any value towards creating what they call this strength towards the state's case on a beyond a reasonable doubt, or it failed to convince this court beyond a reasonable doubt that this Sangoma convinced the court of accused number one, I think, which is Sibiya. And another thing that the Sangoma said understand is that Sibiya is short. The Sibiya, that's the Sibiya that, the Sibiya that came for consultation is tall. This Sibiya that I think Advocate Baloy is trying to pin something on him is actually short. That is accused number one. There was even a time where the camera panned on the judge while the Sangoma was testifying, and he was rolling his eyes. The judge was rolling his eyes. I think he was saying, the state is wasting time. Is wasting time because they don't have a case here. But anyways, that was it that we saw today, because they did adjourn on a very long adjournment while the state is going to consult with the next witness and find out if they'll be available at 2 o'clock so that the court will resume. Hopefully this is a tangible witness. I think it's Musia. I'm not quite sure if it's Musia or something. I don't know. I didn't hear because I was busy laughing at that time because it was quite funny. And then the Sangoma was so hilarious towards the end. I wish I could see what he was demonstrating to the court when the judge asked him how old he was. And he said he was born in 1951, December 31st or something like that. And of course the judge was, trying to create like small talk, and then he was laughing at whatever he was saying. And the Sangoma was saying, me, I've never been to a hospital in my life. No, don't have a doctor's letter, and all that stuff. And I'm like, good for you, sir. You're a Sangoma after all. Probably your mutis are working for you, and you should be utilizing them to keep yourself healthy. Anyways, guys, if you like the video, give it a like. If you didn't like the video, give it a like. Anyways, do subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to click the bell notification so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. My super thanks are turned on. Thank you so much to everybody that's super thanking this channel and supporting it financially. I highly appreciate you guys so very much. Leave me a comment down below and let me know, what did you think about what happened in the North Gauteng High Court in the Senzo Meyiwa murder retrial? Do you think they're going to come back at 2? Well, we'll see about that. And also, it's load shedding for the past, since 10 actually, and now it is almost 2 o'clock. So clearly we are having level 5 or stage 5 load shedding today, and I'm not happy. But then again, my boss is almost landing, and we'll be having a Monday meeting, and then I have other things to do. But I have a video also coming right after this one. So share this video far and wide. Thank you all so much for watching. See you next time with a new video. Goodbye.